Welcome to Channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name's Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested about migrate to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side, so once we have all the updates and news, you'll be the first one getting all the insight. Now today's video, again, we are addressing in regards to the global talent visa. Now, why are we keep on talking about global talent visa? Well, obviously it's the one of the most inquired category of visa and has been compared and being shared around the world for the past 2 years as the world in a post-pandemic era raising to actually gain more interest of these global talent to actually migrate and obviously settle in the country that they wish for. And obviously for the particular countries that they get this global talent, they get a lot of incentive, not just for the technology, knowledge, and also the patents, research, and that also boosts the economy as well. Now, last but not least, obviously the Global Talent GTI program has gone in Australia, has been promoted since the late 2019, despite of the COVID-19 pandemic going on through 2020 and 21. It has been very popular. So if you have been gone through our previous video in compared to other nations program, similar program, Global Talent program, Australia actually offer the best pathway. And how does the government of Australia seek towards this program? Now we have a better and firm answer. Just received my official documentation from immigration yesterday on the 7th of February. Let's have a look. Okay, now so this as you can see, well, obviously this is official in the red mark there, so it's coming directly from Australian Government Department of Home Affairs with the title saying Global Skills Attraction Officers. Now what does it matter? I mean, isn't this more of information for the officers? Well, probably not, but we'll go through the contents. Now previously in the GTI program, they used to have GTI officers. Now obviously we got the new elected government, the Labor government came in on board since May 2022, so they would like to change the name a little bit. So they have instead of Global Talent Officer, GTI Officer, they are now called Global Skill Attraction Officers, and given them a more wider role, should I say. And from my view, it's more of this global talent program, a level of upgrade to make sure that the program provides more and better solution for the Australia. So let's have a look at the background here, and then we'll go through a little bit of detail. And by the end of this video, as always, I'll provide my thoughts, my advice, and how I think about the program, and your advice to you as a viewer if you wish to continue and lodge and submit your GTI application. So, okay, background. In line with Australian government priorities. So, what does that mean? So every sentence actually have a good meaning. Now we need to interpret it correctly. So global talent certainly is on the priority. Okay, despite it's, if we compare to general skill migration, it's a less prioritized because of the job and skill summit as a need of skill and people work in Australia now. So global talent people generally they don't go and settle and start working straight away because of their hierarchy and seniority of their positions. Anyway, let's continue. Anyway, it's on its priority anyway. Okay, so the purpose of Global Skill Attraction GSA role is to attract overseas skilled migrants through, now the key here, very important, the permanent migration program. Now, I don't know why the permanent with the P is not capitalized, but anyway, so it is the goal for these GSA officers are to attract permanent migrations, okay, not temporary. So what does that mean? Now, how many of these skill migration has a permanent solution? So there is an employment sponsor at 186. There is a 189 skill independent, but that's more of general skill migration. And for global talent, obviously it's a subclass 858. That is a permanent migration program. So it meant the government of Australia is still seeking for these talents, not coming through a program or pathway like what the Canadians and also the UK is offering, where they need to settle for a couple of years and then transfer into a permanent residency. But Australia offers something better, as they come in straight away as a permanent resident of Australia. Okay, to obviously help out this critical skill shortage. Now, obviously, with these kind of talents, if you following the GTI program, you may notice that the targeted sector is certainly the critical skill shortage that the Australian needs, not including current and in the future. So if you've been following my channel long enough, there has been an ASPI strategic plan for the semiconductor industry. Obviously, there's very, very limited at the moment in Australia, but obviously in the future that Australia is seeking for something more. What about space tech? What about the food tech, etc.? So these are kind of the critical shortage for now, for currently, and also in the future. And the GSA's role is largely promotional and will involve close engagement multiplier business industry. So what does that mean? That means I think what's happening is, obviously you see the GSA location down the bottom. There's people who's taking care of managing these regions with the contact there. So what previously had happened is there has been too many personal individual email being sending through to these so-called GTI officers. Previously, they are now GSA officers, and had created a complication and troubles. So instead of them actually assist and assist on the endorsement and in particular in prioritization of application, these GSA's role is now more towards promotional and involve engagement with the stakeholders and business industry. So the new role of a strong foundation developed, and this obviously is developed from the previous program where they call Global Talent Officers model, which focus on promoting global talent visa. So again, it basically says this is the GSA is promoting global talent visa, but they do provide additional support for the permanent migration program. And think about permanent migration program for under the skills sector. There's only a few now: GTI and the 189. And also the employment sponsor visa, which I believe is coming into very quickly. There will be a certain changes coming up with the policy that been following my channel long enough. Okay, continue on. So the service officers, the GSA officer will provide the following service and functions. So basically telling you they are not doing any application consideration anymore. They promote again permanent migration program, not temporary. Okay, so they will go into different expos, sector events, trade summits, university forums, social media, collaborate with stakeholders, people like me, and other, migration agents, and including state and territory government representative overseas or on shore. So you may notice that we've been working with the government of Queensland closely. Promote information next step pathway for highly skilled migrants, a priority sector, encouraging high quality decision ready application. Now I want to talk about a little bit more about decision ready application. That basically meant you need to get everything ready. Just don't come and bring your passport and plus your business card. Now that's not gonna get you a visa. You need to get through all the lists. Now best still, I would suggest that you get a professional migration agent or lawyer to help you out on this one, because a undecided, not ready application will generally be pushed back to the very end of the queue. Okay, provide stakeholder feedback of Department of Home Affairs, help improve policy and procedure, predominantly focus on promoting permanent again. So you can see it continued to reiterate the wording about permanent migration programs. So it's definitely gonna be there, and they are not gonna take it away, because before, due to the changes of the visa, there has been concern. A lot of the viewers and client friends, they may, having concern that whether the GTI program, Global Talent Program, will be taken away. I told them, look, it's not quite, not possible. This visa just being created in late 2019, or we can say 2020. Plus, there was a COVID-19 pandemic, so it technically had just only started in 2021. We're only 2 years from 2021. They don't likely close a program that quick. Okay, and plus, in the post-pandemic era, all the nations is racing to get more talents. So it's very unlikely that the GTI program will be closed anyway. So, okay, so this official statement prove what I had predicted previously. Okay, last but not least, it says focus on attracting skill and talent currently overseas, so not in Australia. So if you already hold Australian visas, that is not their goal. Okay, noting the Department of Home Affairs has active business industry, regional outreach offices, engaging business industry, unions, state and territory government about migration program and applicant onshore in Australia. So to compare, if you're already onshore and offshore, obviously they would like to have offshore attractions there. Now at the bottom here is basically the contact to people. There are regions, North Asia, Southeast Asia, and Africa. Not too sure how they put Africa together with Asia, but I think it's just very least number of interests from there. South Asia is different than Southeast Asia. So South Asia, I think that's and Middle East. That's Middle East, including South Asia will be like Bangladesh and India, okay, and Europe and Americas. Okay, Americas, that basically covers North and South America. Now, my thoughts. Well, again, the statement coming from the Department of Home Affairs directly with the red title official basically means that the Global Talent Program will definitely be there and continue. And as a goal, despite the prioritization is less than the general skill migration now, but obviously we're coming up to the end of the financial year. By July, there's a refresh of the annual quota. The Global Talent Program is definitely prioritized category within the whole visa system of Australia, and it's what it promotes permanent migration. Okay, so definitely if you are such a applicant or candidate meeting those criteria, this will probably be the best options and opportunity for you. And you definitely want to check out my previous video and compare to all the Global Talent Program around the world. Australia definitely offers the best solution there. Anyway, should you have more questions, query, more than welcome to leave a comment right down below, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.